What's good, YouTube? In today's video, we won't be playing ranked or doing any sort of gameplay like that. This video's focus instead is going to be me basically giving a rundown on every operator that's currently in R6 Mobile, their abilities, and how you can properly use them in game. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, without further ado, just hop right straight into it. So, in the game of Rainbow Six Siege, there are two objectives to the game. One is attacking and one is defending, with each playstyle having their own set of operators. But take note that as attackers, it is your job to fight your way into the bomb site and plant the diffuser, while at the same time killing off any defenders that get in your way. But instead, if you are defending, it is your job to protect the bomb site and prevent that diffuser from being planted by the attackers. So starting off, I'm going to explain the attacker operators. First off, we got a lot to cover, so I'm going to start off with the basic one, Attack Recruit. This one is what I like to call a noob default Attack Recruit, because there's not really that much special about this operator. It's one of the basic ones you get at the start when you first play this game, alongside Defense Recruit, which I will cover him later on in the video. As Attack Recruit, you are equipped with a basic AR and a basic pistol, with your abilities being pretty useless, to be honest, as you only have one frag grenade and a breach charge, which you can use to break open walls or hatches. In summary, there's literally nothing special, and especially as you get into the later ranks of the game, people really don't play this character anymore unless they're choosing to troll around and just be funny and stuff like that. But if you're starting off, this is always a good start to get used to the operators and your aim, etc. Other than that, it's pretty just useless, to be honest. Next up, we got my good friend Ashe. Now, Ashe is an operator that I prefer to use a lot, as she is really versatile and a pretty good all-around operator in both long range and as well as close range. When I first started playing the game and I unlocked her, I really started maining her a lot. And I really sort of, not mastered, but I got really used to the way her playstyle is. And from my experience, she is really, really good to use. Ashe is equipped with a basic R4C AR and a 5.7 pistol, with her main ability being Breaching Round, which you can use to break open barricades, ceilings, floors, and any soft walls you encounter. It is worth noting, though, that you can't break open metal walls with Ashe. She's only really useful in breaking down soft walls. She's also equipped with flashbangs, which you can use to blind enemies before you attack. I will say that someone who plays like Ashe, similar playstyle, is the next one which I'll mention, which is Hibana. Hibana is one of those operators that is a really useful hard breacher, but it really does depend on the map, because like Ashe, she only breaks down soft walls. Hibana, though, she only can break down metal walls, as well as soft walls, I believe, but she's really useful only when it comes to metal walls. I recommend using Hibana the most on maps that you will know will have a lot of reinforced metal walls, such as Clubhouse, Oregon. Those are two pretty good examples of where she's going to be put in best usage. To give more context, her unique ability is her X-Kairos launcher, which fires these small pellets that can be used to destroy a big hole, as I keep saying, in metal walls, hatches, and I believe also soft walls. I don't remember if I have ever used a Hibana on a soft wall, but I'm pretty sure it can break it as well. I will advise, though, that when you fire these small pellets onto these walls, try to activate them as soon as you can, because if they're seen by the enemies and they take note of that, if they have a bandit or a mute jammer on their team, they can quickly just put those onto there, and it's going to completely disable the pellets, and it's going to be no good anymore. Next up, we have Ying. Ying is a good long-range operator that can be used to primarily distract, but as well as put pressure onto the opponents. And that's really her main purpose and her main playstyle, especially because her main ability is Candela flash charges. Now you're probably wondering, Angel, what in the world is a Candela flash charge, my guy? What Candelas are basically is a better version of a flashbang, since they cover a lot more range and they are a lot more super effective, especially if you spam them in a room full of enemies. Because, dude, when you throw one of these, it can literally blind like the whole bomb site at this rate. I will say that as you open the Candela, the longer you hold on to it, the faster it will activate upon impact when it's thrown. Let's say if you throw it and you activate it one time, and you're going to see it in the middle of your screen. If you activate it one time and you throw it, it's going to take a lot longer to activate because it's still waiting for the other two charges to turn on. But if you wait and turn on all three and then you throw it, as soon as it lands on the ground, boom, it's going to activate, and it's super more effective that way. Sledge's main ability is is a breaching hammer. That's basically where he gets his name, because a sledgehammer, that's what his name is from. He does have some downsides though. His guns have a bit of tough recoil to control, but if you're able to put the right attachments on them, it works out fine. And the second downside really is his character moves super slow, like just slow, man. And I understand why, because his operator is a pretty big man, but like, bro, you gotta speed it up, man. You gotta hit that cardio, dog. Come on. Sledge is also equipped with a frag grenade that can be cooked and thrown whenever it is needed. Overall, though, if you're able to master his operator, it's really useful on, once again, on maps such as, I would say, probably Oregon, Bank, Clubhouse, and yeah, that's pretty much the ones that really stand out when you use Sledge. Since they do have a lot of soft wood present, especially Bank, where there's a lot of hatches you can break through from. As well as for Oregon, those have a lot of hatches as well, and a lot of wood walls. Next up on the list is Thermite. Thermite is one of those operators you tend to unlock, like, other than the recruits. Thermite's going to be the first one you unlock, like, your first real operator, as you progress in the game as a newcomer. He's equipped with a commando AR that, in my opinion, it's not that good in damage-wise, it's not that good. But his main ability is 3 exodermic charges. These charges can be placed on barriers and reinforced walls, soft walls, etc. They can be basically placed on anything, really, to create entry points, while at the same time being equipped with smoke grenades in case you need quick cover in any situation. I don't recommend using Thermite in the later ranks as you progress, because they are, like, for sure there are way better operators to choose from, especially being Thermite, and he is one of those hard breacher operators. There's a lot of better hard breachers in the game right now other than Thermite to use. I will only say use Thermite if you have no other choice, or if you're barely starting off the game. Other than that, don't use him. Please don't. Thatcher's main usage is an anti-gadget like operator. That's basically his summary, meaning his ability is basically used to stop enemy gadgets from working for a temporary amount of time. With this noted, his main ability is 3 EMP grenades, which he can throw in any vicinity where an enemy gadget is present, like a mute jammer, barricaded walls that are reinforced with bandit, electricity, etc. The main thing is that once he clears the way and he disables those gadgets, your teammates can use their breaches and break open those walls, and it's over. The enemy team cannot counter that at all once it's open. He's also equipped with secondary of claymores, which he can place anywhere near door entries, and once an enemy walk past it, they're pretty much dead. But you can notice the claymores, as you can see, the little blue lines there. You're going to be able to see them. Yeah, that's pretty much it really for Thatcher. I do recommend using Thatcher, especially if you have comms with your team. If your teammates can let you know that, yo, they have this here, I need a Thatcher, you can just throw an EMP grenade and they're pretty much set to go. Glaz is currently the only sniper character so far in the game, and in my opinion, he is more of a high skill gap operator to use, especially because not everyone is accurate when it comes to using him. His sniper rifle does carry a bit of recoil as well, so you have to find the right attachments. And that's why I say he's really highly skill gapped, because that recoil is pretty bad, and not everybody's going to be accurate with him. Like I said, that recoil does affect the accuracy a lot. But his main usage is, of course, long range. He's a sniper. with his ability being a thermal scope, which you can turn on to see enemies through like thermal vision instead of the default scopes. This is where his secondary comes into use, which is his smoke grenades. Once you pop one of those smoke grenades for cover, you can look through the smoke with the thermal on, and you're going to be able to see enemies while they can't see you. And that's super useful for cover, and it's going to get you easy kills if you can master him. I will say Glaz works on maps like Bank, and I would say Border. I can't think of any other maps where I personally have stood out with him. Other than Border and Bank, there's like specific angles and playstyles you can play with him there, and that's where he's going to shine the best in my opinion. Now these last two attacking operators I don't own myself, but in the countless times that I've gone against them, I can give a quick summary for them. Starting off with Twitch. Twitch is one of the few operators in the game whose gun has a pretty fast fire rate and at the same time really high damage. That's the one thing that stands out for her is her gun. That thing kills fast and with really good damage both in close to medium range. Her main ability though is having extra drones. These shock drones have a specific like taser shot compared to the regular drones that don't have that. While at the same time she can use these shock drones to scan as well. But the main point is to destroy enemy gadgets and also harm opponents with these taser shots that are basically unlimited. Whenever you choose to fire, it's going to shoot. That's basically her main usage. She's really useful, especially if you guys know that the enemy team has a bandit or a mute. She can literally shoot those jammers like completely out, and your team can make a great push with that as well. The next one and the final attacking operator that I have to mention is Dokkaebi. Dokkaebi has a DMR rifle with high damage, but of course a slower fire rate than the usual guns in the game. But the main thing is that her ability, or instead of one, it has two. Her first ability is a logic bomb, which is basically she's able to call the phones of opponent operators to reveal the locations. And her second ability is to be able to pick up like dead opponents' phones and hack them, and with this she can actually access enemy cameras and use them throughout the entire round. So if your team does not notice that the enemy team literally hacked your cameras, they can just see every single move you do. Especially if you have Valkyrie cams on, oh, it's over. Your team has put at a really good advantage with Dokkaebi being used. But not everybody has her unlocked because she just released like last season as well. So, I mean, if you have her unlocked, use her, man. I really recommend using her. Now that we have all the attacker operators covered, we're going to move on to the defender operators. Starting off with, as I mentioned in the start of the video, with attack recruit. Now we have defense recruit. Now defense recruit is alongside attack recruit. They're basically the same thing, but defense recruit is instead used for defense and only. Really, once again, this operator is not that great. I don't recommend using them because they don't have a special ability. They only carry impact grenades and tripwires. There's way better defender operators to choose from, but if you're starting off with the game, once again, you have to use them to progress. And the weapon choices that the defense recruit has don't do high damage either. And you can tell because when you shoot an enemy with the UMP that they have, that thing takes so long to kill and such low damage that it's just not viable for the team at all. I don't recommend using this unless maybe, especially if you're in later ranks, you're gonna use it to troll around and try to be funny. But other than that, don't choose to use them. Please don't. Now moving on to good operators to use for defense. So I'm gonna have to start off with Jager. Jager is another one of those operators other than Ashe that I choose to main when it comes to defending. He's one of those well-rounded, once again versatile operators, good in both long and close range gunfights. He's equipped with a well-damaged, balanced AR, and quite possibly the best pistol in the game with his fire rate. His main ability is the Magpie system, which can be deployed by door entries and windows. In a basic summary, all it does is once you deploy these, if an enemy tries to throw a grenade or a flash or anything in general towards the bomb site, and you have that Magpie already activated, it's going to prevent and destroy every single thing they throw as a gadget into the bomb site. Jager is also equipped with the default tripwire that can be, of course, used to slow down enemy combatants. But Magpie is the main usage of him, and it's really super useful, especially on maps that you know that they have to come through the doorway. I recommend using Jager on maps such as Oregon, Bank. I would say also Border, because Border has a lot of different entry points. But for bomb site, it's really, really effective to just have that, because you won't have to worry about gadgets or anything like that, unless the opponents see it and they shoot it down. But other than that, he's really super useful to use. Moving on to Bandit. Bandit is in my opinion, one of the top SMG operators in the game currently as of right now, since his SMG has really high damage and a pretty good, decent fire rate. His ability is being equipped with a Bandit charge, which you can place on reinforced walls, and by doing so is going to electrify them. Once they're electrified, literally no opponent can break those walls unless they use Thatcher to EMP it first and then break it down. But if they don't have a Thatcher on their team, the wall is literally unbreakable. Like, that metal wall is just, you cannot break that at all, dude. That's why I would say Bandit is pretty useful, especially in the current state of the game, like early on. That's why I recommend using him a lot. But of course, if the enemy sees like the Bandit charge, they can shoot it down and then try to break down the wall. But most of the time, they're not going to see it, because in order to do so, they would have to go inside the bomb site, and I guarantee you that they're going to get shot down. The next two operators I'm going to mention for defense are both are shotgun operators. First off, we have Mute. As I said, he's one of the first shotgun operators that we have right now in R6 Mobile. He has a high damage close range shotgun with the AP30 SMG as a secondary, along with a C4 in his pocket. But his main ability is his mute jammers, which can be placed and are basically able to disrupt drones and prevent openings on metal reinforced walls from opponent gadgets. His mute jammers can be placed anywhere on the map, but they are most effective when they are put near entry points like doorways, windows, and like I said, metal walls. Just put the jammer in front of the metal wall, and it's going to disable like Hibana's pellets, Thermite's charges, all those different things. Is going to literally disable them and not let them be able to break open the wall at all. Moving on to Smoke. Smoke is the second available shotgun operator right now. Smoke is one of the two operators as well that carries a shield. I'll mention the other one later on in the video. But he's really useful in holding angles on the bomb site, or hiding behind the shield to give info to his team. In regards to that, his main ability is a gas grenade that he can trigger when it's thrown, where if the enemies are caught inside this gas grenade, it's literally going to do so much damage towards them, and they're going to have to back up basically and just have to wait for the gas to go away. But you can spam these like multiple times. It is worth noting though that Smoke only has 3 gas grenades, so it's always best for you to really play it smart and think when you're going to use them. I would say it's most effective to use them later on in the round, like mid-round, compared to the start of the round where it's just going to go to waste. Try to use it in the middle of the round, or if the round's ending, you can just throw those in the bomb site and they're going to be forced to have to wait and waste time. And I would say choose Smoke over Mute, but I feel like it depends on the map as well, so I can't really justify that as well. An important thing to take note as well for both Mute and Smoke is, as shotgun operators, they are very, very useful in making rotations for the team in sight in order for better defending and better viewpoints, because once they make rotations, you'll be able to see both bomb site A and both bomb site B at the same time, being able to move freely to A and B. It's really useful to have them, at least one of them on the team, to make rotations, just to have a smoother sort of gameplay in the bomb site, and as well as defending. Moving on to Rook. Rook is one of those team support operators that isn't always a first choice in rounds unless you really don't have anybody else to play. Rook carries an SMG, which doesn't feel like it does great damage, to be honest. But he also carries a Desert Eagle pistol that does more damage, but it's just really inaccurate. Rook is the second operator that has a shield outside of smoke as a secondary gadget. And the main purpose of smoke is his main ability being a bag of armor, which he can provide to the team at the start of each round, or just leave on the ground. And mid-round, if any damaged teammate needs to reheal, they can go to the bomb site, get a piece of armor, and be okay. I would say use Rook to provide that armor to the team. Other than that, don't try to take too many gunfights. Probably play for intel behind your shield. There's not really that many maps that stand out for Rook either. Maybe Bank, but I don't know. I just wouldn't recommend using Rook unless your team tells you to, because Rook, as I said, Rook's damage on the SMG is not that great. It's not viable. There's other operators that work way better than him on defense, so only play Rook if you really, really have to. Kapkan is a trapping operator with good damage at medium range. Kapkan's main weapons of choice is an SMG and a shotgun pistol. With this pistol, it can be useful in making rotates on bomb site. He also carries smoke grenades for quick cover in a given scenario, but his main ability is a entry denial device, which in summary is basically a tripwire explosive that can be it can literally be placed on any door, windows, or entry points in the bomb site. And once they're triggered by enemies as they walk past them, it's either going to significantly damage their health, or if they're already on low health, it's going to kill them instantly. I would say Kapkan is one of the most viable operators to use if you have him and you're starting to learn the game more and more. I would say use Kapkan because he's pretty easy to master. Another thing for Kapkan as well is you can place 2 tripwires at the same time on the same entry point for higher to have a higher chance of actually killing the opponent even more. So I would say Kapkan is most useful on maps such as Bank and probably Clubhouse, because Clubhouse and Bank both have a lot of different entry points and ways you can play from upstairs to downstairs to middle stairs. I would say Kapkan is probably one of those top SMG operators as well, to be honest. Moving on to Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a unique operator in the game, in my personal opinion, and is regarded as one of the super useful good SMG operators. She is mainly used for intel, since her main ability is these small extra cameras that can be placed anywhere on the map, and just stick to anything really, like the ceiling, the floor, the wall, anything, man. And once you place these cameras, it's really useful to give more info to your team, especially if enemies destroy the default cameras that are already around the map. I would say her cameras are most effective at maybe near the objective or near various spawn points where the cameras are already there, where you know that enemies are probably going to come through. Such as, I would say probably it's most viable to use Valkyrie in places such as Bank, Oregon, Clubhouse, Border. Honestly, I would say Valkyrie is one of those operators that can work on any map. I would say, me personally, I use her a lot on Bank, because Bank there's a lot of default cams that people know already. You can place an extra cam right beside it and you won't see it, and it's going to be something to replace the already destroyed default cam. If a Valkyrie is on your enemy team, it's always vital to be aware that there could be a camera on you at any moment, because those cameras, I'm telling you, they're so small that sometimes it's really hard to even decipher where the heck the camera is, especially if it's on a high angle. Valkyrie is also equipped with C4 that she can use to throw at any given moment. If you know there's an enemy behind a window, just throw the C4, bam, it's going to kill them instantly. In regards to a new operator that they can add whenever the game releases, I feel like a good counter to Valkyrie would be Solus, but that's just my personal opinion, and I feel like it would be cool to play Solus. Moving on to the last defensive operator, Caveira. Caveira is an operator I don't have unlocked myself, but she is one of those top-notch, deadly free-roaming operators right now in the game, and her main ability is a silent step, which she can use and activate and she's literally, once this is activated, she can move quietly around the map everywhere temporarily, and you wouldn't hear you wouldn't hear her approach you at all. Like, I mean, at all. And sometimes it's really a pain to encounter her for sure. With her weapon choices, she carries a silenced pistol, which she can use, as I said, while she's on the move, but as well as a shotgun if she needs to make a quick rotation on hatches, or if she's caught in a close range gunfight out of nowhere. Bam! Just pull out the shotgun and instant kill. I would say a unique thing about her too is that once she knocks an opponent, this is where her second ability comes into play, which is basically just interrogation. Once she interrogates you and you're knocked, she's literally going to reveal the position of your teammates while at the same time finishing the kill. And once she interrogates you and your teammate's position is revealed, she can give this info to the team on where everyone is at the map. That's why she's really a pain in the ass to go through. But if I feel like people who have her unlocked, they probably grind it or they just bought her already. I don't have her unlocked. I have like one video where I played her, and it's literally this video I'm showing right now. That's like the only time I played her, really. Other than that, I haven't been able to unlock her myself. That's pretty much every operator I had to mention right now that's currently in the game. I don't think we're going to get any new operators until the game globally releases. From rumors that I've heard, it's probably going to be Buck, which I'm super excited for. I'm ready for that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to respond to each one that I can. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to end off the video off here. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. As I always say, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.